Southeast Georgia and the Lowcountry. This is WJCL 22 Morning News. See us now.
Right now on WJCL 22 Morning News at 6, a scary situation in South Carolina for a bus packed with kids. An armed man hijacks the bus, and it's all caught on camera. Plus,
new coronavirus infections fall to the lowest levels we've seen in 7 months. I'm ABC's Faith Abube in Washington with the latest on the pandemic coming up.
And not even a pandemic can slow down demand for this Mother's Day weekend.
well, we want to thank you so much for starting your day with WJCL 22 Morning News. I'm Ashley Garrett.
And I'm Chris Tatum. We are glad you are joining us on this Friday. We are also glad it's just Friday.
Yes,
and Jonathan Myers here too to talk about what kind of Friday is going to be and even what kind of weekend we can look forward to. Hey, Jonathan.
Hey, Chris. And yeah, it's going to be a beautiful weather this weekend. We're going to see lots of clear skies, great weather for Mother's Day with lots of sunshine around. Temperatures will be pleasantly mild too all weekend long. This morning, though, starting off on the cool side, mid-50s where most of us are this morning. At best, maybe a light jacket, upper 70s later this afternoon. And look at all that sunshine that'll take you through the daytime. That'll be breezy through the afternoon. We'll see some gusty northwest winds through the afternoon. Now, temperatures starting out in the 50s this morning. Look at all the clear skies, no problems with that commute, and more sunshine through the afternoon. So a quiet weather day for us, except it'll be breezy. Like I said, at times we could see winds gusting over 30 miles per hour through the afternoon. And we'll probably also will see with low humidities, dry conditions, and with those gusty winds, there's a fire danger throughout the afternoon. And then for tonight, look at these lows. Many of us would probably be close to upper 40s to near 50 to start things off on Saturday morning. And like I said earlier, great weather for Mother's Day weekend. I'll detail that weekend forecast in less than 10 minutes.
Still talking Mother's Day weekend. It's here, and many shops are already feeling the high demand. WJCL's Daniel Robinson joins us live from River Street with a look at some sweet treats. Daniel, good morning.
Yeah, Ashley, good morning to you as well. We're here at Savannah's Candy Kitchen here off of River Street, and we're having some fun this morning. We've been demoing some stuff, so we're actually going to make some chocolate covered Rice Krispie treats. So this is Rhett Strickland, he's the manager here, so show us how to do it.
Okay, so we've gone over some apples, we've gone over Oreos, strawberries, but now we're going to show you one of our favorite treats. This is original Rice Krispie that we make here in our store. We're going to make it Savannah's Candy Kitchen favorite with a bunch more candy on it. So just like our strawberries, we're going to dip it in real chocolate, shake a little bit of that excess off, and then we're going to make it into a Mother's Day treat. So you got to have some of those light pastel colors, kind of make it balance out, make your gift pop. And we make these fresh in our store every single day as well. So this is always going to be as fresh as can be for your loved ones.
So, you know, you're a pro at this by now, so, you know, this doesn't take you too long, but, you know, if I did this, it might take me a little longer. So, you know, talk about the demand. How long does this usually take y'all?
So, typically what we do is we make a batch, which we make very large in our copper kettles. It would be about 30 pounds of these Rice Krispies. We go through them so much. So by the time we're said and done with cooking it, covering in chocolate, we'll have a full hour and a half into a batch of Rice Krispie treats. But we, like I said, we make them so much, so fast daily. By the end of the day, they'll be gone and we'll be ready to make our next batch.
So, you know, are y'all experiencing anything about the worker shortage and, you know, do y'all need employees?
Yes, we need them very bad, especially going into our busy season right now where everybody's looking for a vacation. They're looking to go do something fun. The best way to come and apply for a job here at Savannah's Candy Kitchen would be to walk in the store, grab an application, or even go online on Indeed under Savannah's Candy Kitchen. But we're taking all applicants, so anything from cooks, cashiers, management, we'd love to have you on our team. It's really a great work environment.
And there are a lot of good things here, so we'll have more coming up at 6:30, of course. We'll be demoing how to make some more of these strawberries. We'll be talking about some of these Mother's Day gifts, how you can get them, Ashley. But a lot of fun stuff happening this morning and a lot of candy. So we'll be making some for you back in the studio. But I encourage everybody to come on down and try some of these good treats. So we're going to send it back to you, Ashley.
Daniel, I do have a quick question for those folks that are interested in applying. How many folks is the place looking to hire?
Yeah, that's a great question. And how many people are y'all looking to hire right now?
So, you know, we're in our busy season, so I would tell you there's an unlimited amount of cashiers and cooks. I need as many people to come in as possible. So if you know anybody, you tell them to come on and we're going to put you to work.
Yeah, there you go, Ashley. There's your answer. They're accepting a lot of people, so go ahead and send them on down to come pick up an application.
Come on and get to work. Daniel, thank you so much. Well, it is 6:04 now. South Carolina is ending its pandemic unemployment benefits program. It's all in an effort to get more folks back to work. That's the name of the game this morning. South Carolina is only one of 2 states to do this. Governor Henry McMaster says the benefits discourage people from trying to find a job since they can get more money right now by taking the federal checks. According to the numbers provided by the South Carolina Employment Department, that's what you see on your screen. If you had been working at the state's minimum wage of $7.25, you'd only be making around half of what you'd make on unemployment with the federal supplement per week. The federal program gave governors the right to end the program with 30 days notice. South Carolina's program will end June 30th. This morning, dramatic new video from a South Carolina school bus packed with kids.
Ashley, hard video to watch. We're talking about an Army trainee getting aboard that school bus, holding a gun to that bus driver's head, demanding he take him home. All of this happened yesterday in Richland County, South Carolina. Now, Army leaders say that trainee again wanted to go home. They say he escaped the Fort Jackson Army post by jumping a fence there. And they say, by the way, that gun wasn't even loaded. They say he didn't even have any ammunition with him. But local law enforcement leaders say, you know what? That bus driver didn't know that. Those terrified parents didn't know it. And certainly those kids aboard that bus, they did not know.
I called my mom 2 times, but she didn't answer. So I called my dad, and he answered. I was telling him that I was being held hostage, and my mom and my dad started freaking out.
Just makes you want to hug that kid after watching that terrifying video there. Well, here is the good news, Ashley. All 18 of those kids on that bus are okay this morning.
I'm just thinking about the child who we just heard from. How do we prepare kids to communicate that kind of information to their parents?
You know what? That's a great question. All I want to do when I see that little boy is just give him a hug. It is so challenging to know what he went through, and to have the presence of mind to be able to speak those words to your parents on the phone. I am being held hostage. At 10 years old, his parents have taught him well.
Absolutely. I commend him for that as well. Well, this morning, Port Wentworth police are searching for a man they say might have some answers about a recent homicide. This is Sean Antonio Bolden Jr. Police have named him as a person of interest in their homicide investigation on Miriam Jordan Road. No other details about the case have been released at this time, but if you know where Bolden Jr. is, Port Wentworth police would like to hear from you. Happening today, Savannah Mayor Van Johnson will introduce a new task force to address recent gun violence in the hostess city.
It works against us. To me, it makes it very difficult for our law enforcement officers in a variety of ways. Then we have to use some unconventional methods and models to be able to stop this from happening.
Now, while he didn't give away too much information, Mayor Johnson said this will not become the new normal when referring to gun violence in the city. Over the last week alone, police have been called to at least 5 shootings. In one of those, a soon-to-be mom was killed while riding in a car with her friends. Mayor Johnson hopes his new Crime Fighters Task Force will help address the recent spike in gun crimes. His announcement is set to take place this afternoon at 3. Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms will not run for re-election. According to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, Mayor Bottoms made the announcement during a private call with friends and staffers last night, saying she will not seek a second term. Well, it now opens up the door for new candidates in this year's mayoral race for Atlanta. Nationwide, the number of new infections continues to drop, and this morning there are at the lowest level we've seen in 7 months. ABC's Faith Abube is in Washington with the latest.
This morning, volunteers going door to door, reaching adults exactly where they are, urging them to get vaccinated against the coronavirus.
This is a campaign, and we have 2 candidates. Our candidate is the vaccine for life and COVID for death.
More than 147 million Americans have now received at least 1 dose of the coronavirus vaccine. That's 57% of adults and counting, hurdling California towards declaring herd immunity possibly by June 15th.
We never wanted to get to herd immunity with a combination of natural infection and vaccination, but that's what California went through.
But this morning, a new survey by the Kaiser Family Foundation suggests across the country, enthusiasm for vaccination may be reaching a plateau. The Kaiser survey also found only 3 out of 10 parents plan to vaccinate their children. This as U.S. drug makers hope the FDA will soon allow kids to get the shots. Pfizer's approval could come any day now. The Dropic family's 4 kids are participating in the trial.
Don't be worried. Don't be scared. The people here know what they're doing.
Moderna also revealing early data suggests its shot is up to 96% effective in 12 to 17-year-olds with no safety issues, setting a goal to make the shots available before the next school year begins. Meanwhile, New York City is planning to fully reopen long before then. The mayor hoping to roll out mobile vaccination vans to popular places like Times Square to offer the jab to tourists.
Come here, it's safe, it's a great place to be, and we're going to take care of you.
And amid all the good news, a sober reminder that hundreds of thousands of Americans have died from the coronavirus and continue to die. The CDC says we could top 600,000 COVID deaths by Memorial Day weekend. Faith Abube, ABC News, Washington.
And Florida is the latest state to sign controversial new voting restrictions into law. Like Georgia's, this bill changes how absentee ballots can be cast. Within minutes of the bill's signing, the League of Women Voters and the Black Lives Matter Fund filed a lawsuit saying it's unconstitutional. Just like in Georgia, Florida's voting bill passed along party lines. Texas may be the next state to add new restrictions to voting based on proposals moving through the General Assembly.
Our objective is very simple, and that is to ensure that every eligible voter gets to vote. It's also to ensure that only eligible votes are the ones that count at the ballot box.
It picks on the places where you have large Latino populations, African American populations, AAPI populations, and it tries to make it harder for them to go vote. It tried to stop 24-hour voting, for example, even though we've got voter ID in Texas.
Well, the Brennan Center for Justice says as of March 24th, it's tracked 361 bills in 47 states this year that would restrict voting access in some kind of way.